Okay, so plenty of hurt buttholes with that Dayton audio video. Dayton is not bad. Dayton makes, or sells, I would say, I wouldn't say they make, they probably don't design things. They probably make small changes to something that already exists from a company like Tangband. They used to, when Tangband first came into the scene of selling retail, Parts Express was a big reseller of theirs. Now Tangband sort of backed away from that because they were able to probably get over the hump. They probably had a lot of debt taking on. So, but no, I like performance. That's what I should say. And I like performance when it's very affordable. And that's called value. Okay? So, if you want to buy 8s and you want to buy a lot of them and you want to use them as either a mid or a mid bass, maybe a woofer, but I would put something like this in a larger box. This is from, it used to be MCM Electronics. MCM filed for bankruptcy, and probably to protect itself. Its parent company, what is it called? It's like Farmdale, Farnsworth. That's what it's called. So Farnsworth is the parent, and they have another company called Newark, which is an Avnet company. And see, there we go. MCM Electronics, whatever. Oh yeah, you guys can see my tabs too. I'm like, there's no porn up there. I don't know if you guys care. Why do you care if I look at blue waffles? So what? You guys are weirdos. So this driver I've been using for many, many years. I really like to use it in two-way, or if the client wants a transmission line, they do really well on a transmission line. Just make sure you follow the rules for transmission line. Really, all you need is a good ported, like a good T-line, not a T-line box, a slot port box that's properly designed, and set it up in a two-way tower. And these are phenomenal. You only need one per side, and then a good low FS tweeter. And then if you want to go crazy, you can use them in a MTM alignment. Again, wireman, whatever, series or parallel, depending on your amplifier. So this is the 3550. They discontinued the stamp frame version, which used to be a little cheaper, which is actually good because this one has better cosmetics, and it's a cast frame. So you can see here. So I'm gonna bring it up. So it's not the sexiest thing in the back, but the front looks really fucking tits McGee. And whatever they say, European, whatever that means. This is obviously made in China. So the resonant frequency is not 28. It's right around 50 hertz. But and then typically I run them up to about, well, I use a low FS tweeter, so I run them up to about 1500 hertz. And then what I do is I pair them up with this one. This is the Dayton Audio Silk Dome. I use the truncated one just so it can be a little closer to the mid. If you want the ultimate coaxial, which is really if you want super really good imaging without DSP or anything like that, what I would actually do is use a probably the Gonzo tweeters that I have, or any low FS car tweeter, and then you actually cut a hole in the dust cap and then mount it in the back. There's a vent there that you can use to put a bolt back there. And so because you'd be venting the front, you can make it a little bit bigger, maybe put some felt around it to make it look good, so because you can't quite get it perfect. And that way it'll let some of the air out for the voice coil. And at most volumes it shouldn't make any chuffing or anything like that. Only if you're using it as a woofer would it make sort of weird noises like that. But and this is something I've been using for years. I haven't really talked about it because I haven't done any home audio clients. Or I should say helped. I don't fuck my home audio clients. I haven't helped any home audio clients for stuff like this, just mostly because those clients are typically very rare. And when I do, I actually have been using the Empire drivers, which look very, very similar, but have a truncated frame, which matches up well with this tweeter. And then just as a precaution, I actually debadge these, so that way they come back to me for answers. Mostly because I don't want them to fuck around with it. So, but a lot of designers, engineers, resellers, factories, places like that will do the same thing. Remember, I told you Orion used to go down to Speakerworks on Indian School in Phoenix and buy a pallet of Seos or Peerless tweeters and then just put an Orion decal on the back. That's it. That's all they did. They would buy the 4-ohm versions, but sometimes, like when you're using a Doppelito design, where you have two 8-ohm drivers wired in parallel, you want a 4-ohm design, mostly so the impedance matches. But again, impedance isn't the end all be all of things. You can control overall sensitivity and the final performance sensitivity with several factors. It depends on what you're doing. So I don't want to get into that fucking design shit because a lot of it is trial and error. So, but I think that was that. It's my other tabs that are open. Anyways, but get this one and like tune it to like I would do like 35 hertz or even 40 hertz, and it sounds phenomenal, especially for home audio. So, but I love you guys. I don't mean to bash stuff. That's not the thing. I want to help you be more aware that there are other solutions out there. Oh, the other one I like is the silver flutes from Madisound. Madisound knows what the fuck they're doing, and when they imported those, they said we want this, this, and this, and this, and they got exactly that. And what's great about Madisound too is if you're a real, whatever, if you want perfect, even though that doesn't exist, they actually sell matched pairs and matched quads where they burn them in and then they test the TSPs and they have to be within 5% of one another. So Madisound is great too. You can go to madisound.com. I'll put the links for everything in the description. Thank you. I love you. Have a great weekend.